What if everything you're about to see, even someone like me, speaking directly to you, what if it could all be generated by AI? Imagine creating these, amazing animated stories or even music videos that look totally pro. Without a crew, without animators, none of that. Just a single prompt. Welcome to our deep dive. Today, we're really getting into Google VEO 3. Think of it like your own personal Hollywood studio right in your computer.
Right.
Our mission to unpack exactly how this thing works, this AI video tool, and what it really means for creators like you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to cover the big breakthroughs, the stuff that makes VEO 3, well, kind of revolutionary. And then we'll walk you through how to actually use it, getting started, directing the AI actors, getting the camera moves right. We'll even get into different styles, how to write those perfect prompts, and the practical side, too, how to make it work for real projects. The idea is you'll leave feeling like, okay, I get this, I can use this.
Okay, let's dig in. Because for a while, AI video, it felt a bit, I don't know, clunky. A bit frustrating sometimes. You'd get these silent clips, maybe a bit jittery.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah, but not really telling a story.
Exactly. And this is where VEO 3 feels like a genuine shift, a real step change, the biggest thing. It's the synchronized audio generation.
Yeah.
And that doesn't just mean the lips flap in time. It means the AI generates a voice that actually matches the lip movements, sure, but also the facial expressions, the emotion in the dialogue.
Okay, so it's not just visuals plus some random sound. It's actual performance coming through.
Right. It's like going from silent film to the talkies, that's the leap.
That feels significant. It lets the AI characters genuinely perform.
That's it. That's the key that unlocks real storytelling. It takes AI video from just being like neat visual tricks to something that can deliver a character's performance.
So what's the single most significant breakthrough here, if you had to pick one thing?
Synchronized audio, definitely. It lets AI characters truly perform.
Right. So once you see that potential, the next thing you're thinking is, okay, how do I try this? Sounds like a big deal, this personal Hollywood studio. Is it hard to get started?
Surprisingly, no. It's actually pretty simple. You just search Google VEO 3 online, click the official link. Then you're looking for buttons like Try in Flow and then Create with Flow. That's basically your way in.
Okay. And what about access? Is it expensive right off the bat?
Well, they have a pretty generous trial. You get a full month free. You might need to put in payment details, but they don't charge you up front for that first month.
A whole month free. That's decent. What about, say, students? Any breaks for them?
Oh, yeah, that's a great point. There's actually an amazing program for university students. If you've got a .edu email address, you could get up to 15 months, 1 to 5. 15 months of free access. It's huge for learning and experimenting.
15 months. Wow. Okay, so once you're in, what are the first things you need to set up? Any crucial settings?
Yeah, a couple key things. First, set your output to 1 per prompt. That focuses the AI for better quality rather than giving you lots of variations. And make sure you choose text to video as the main way you're generating.
Got it. Output 1, text to video. Anything else?
And the big one. Always, always select VEO 3 quality. That's what gets you the good stuff, the synchronized audio, the cinematic look. Don't skip that.
Right, VEO 3 quality. Makes sense. Okay, now the fun part. Making characters actually talk. How does that work?
It's pretty intuitive, actually. You just include the dialogue right in your prompt. You use little cues like she says or maybe he whispers. The key things to include are a good physical description of the character, what they're doing, the action, the speech indicator like says, and then some emotional context.
Can you give an example?
Sure, like imagine a man in tattered clothes sits at a metal table across from a masked stranger. Okay, that's the scene. Then the action and speech. Voice trembling, he says, "You know what I want. Bring my sister back." See? You add that voice trembling part. VEO 3 will try to generate audio that matches that nervous, trembling quality.
Okay, so you can guide the emotion. What about the actual sound of the voice? Like pitch?
Yeah, you can influence that too with simple words. High-pitched, desperate voice or deep, booming voice. Things like that. Just a heads up, though, sometimes the AI it might ignore you if your description clashes too much with the character's look or the scene.
Okay, so it tries to make sense of the whole picture.
Exactly. And honestly, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes, where you ask for one thing and the AI gives you something slightly different, especially with nuanced emotions and voices. It's a bit of an art.
So beyond those basic commands in the prompt, how can you really nail the emotional delivery, get that fine control?
Okay, for really pro-level control, there's a kind of two-step process people use. It's more advanced, but very effective.
Like a workflow.
Yeah. First, you generate the video in VO3. Focus on getting the visuals right, the lip movements perfect. Then you download that video.
Okay.
Then you take that video file and upload it to a specialized AI voice tool. ElevenLabs has a great voice changer feature for this.
So you're replacing the voice.
Exactly. You replace the original VO3 voice with a new one you generate in ElevenLabs. You can pick a voice, tweak the pitch, the stability, even how exaggerated the emotion is.
And it stays in sync with the lips.
Perfectly, that's the magic. So you get VO's visuals and lip sync combined with super detailed voice control from ElevenLabs.
That sounds powerful. Combining VO3 visuals with dedicated tools like ElevenLabs for that real granular control.
That's how you get Hollywood-level results.
Okay, let's talk about consistency. If you're making something longer than one clip, maybe a short film or a series, how do you make sure your character looks the same from scene to scene?
Ah, yes. Crucial point. There's basically one golden rule here. The physical description you use for a character, it needs to be absolutely identical every single time you prompt for that character.
Identical, like word for word.
Word for word. The best way to manage this is to create a separate document, like a character sheet.
Like writers use.
Exactly. You list out everything. Core description, hair color and style, face shape, eye color, any accessories, maybe their typical clothes. Be super detailed.
And then you just copy and paste that whole block of text into every new prompt featuring that character.
Precisely. If your first prompt says, a weary detective with a crumpled trench coat, salt and pepper hair, and tired blue eyes, your second prompt, even if he's now in a different location, needs that exact same description.
That makes sense. It forces the AI to remember.
It dramatically increases the chances the AI will render the same looking person. It's not foolproof, but it's the best method we have right now.
So what's the key to making an AI character feel like the same person across different scenes?
Exact, detailed character descriptions used consistently every single time. Copy and paste is your friend here.
Got it. Now, beyond the characters, what about the camera? Making it look cinematic isn't just about the actors, right?
Oh, absolutely. How the camera moves tells a huge part of the story. It sets the mood, directs attention. It's fundamental. And VO3 gives you quite a bit of control over this virtual camera.
So how do you direct the AI camera? Do you just type, make it look cool?
Hey, if only.
Oh,
no, you use standard filmmaking terms. It really helps to know a few basic ones like dolly. That's moving the camera closer to or further away from the subject.
Yep.
Pan is swiveling left or right. Tilt is swiveling up or down. Pretty simple.
What about more dynamic shots?
Yeah, you can do things like orbit, where the camera circles around the subject, really dramatic. Or a trapping shot, which follows a character as they move. Or even a crane shot, moving the camera physically up or down like on a big crane, gives you those sweeping views.
Do you just add these words into your main prompt?
That's the easiest way, yeah. Directing via the script, basically. Just add a simple instruction like a slow dolly in on her face.
Simple enough. Is there a more advanced way?
There is. For more precise control, you can use something called the motion control rig. This works with the frames to video option.
How does that work?
You upload a starting image, then you select a predefined camera movement from a menu like dolly in out or pan left. Then you add your text prompt as usual. The AI will apply that specific motion you chose to the image based on your text. It's more technical, but gives you really fine control.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Talk about style. How versatile is VO3? Can it only do realistic stuff?
Not at all. It's actually really good at different artistic styles. The key, again, is just being super clear in your prompt about what you want.
Like music videos. Can it
Okay.
handle that with the singing and everything? Definitely. You can prompt for, say, an energetic Afrobeats dance scene in a bustling urban street market at sunset. Add a camera move like a fluid tracking shot. And because of that synchronized audio, you can get really believable lip syncing and vocal performances. Makes it feel very authentic.
What about animation? Can it do cartoons?
Yep, the animation wing, as we could call it, is fully operational. If you want that Pixar look, you literally just start your prompt with a Pixar-style 3D character.
So like a Pixar-style 3D character of a clever young inventor, and describe the scene.
Exactly. And the quality is usually pretty high, less of that weird morphing you sometimes see in AI video.
Cool. What about classic cartoons, like Looney Tunes style?
You could do that too. Just specify vintage Looney Tunes cartoons. And crucially, ask for the sound effects. Include rapid footsteps, comical slips, and playful xylophone chase music. Got to set the whole vibe.
Huh, okay. And even like comic book style.
For sure. But again, be specific. Mention vivid colors, thick black outlines, energetic motion lines. Then describe your scene like a masked vigilante leaping from a rainy rooftop.
Wow, that's a lot of range. But with all these options, how do you make sure the AI actually understands your creative vision? How do you get what's in your head onto the screen?
That really boils down to prompt engineering, or maybe just good screenwriting, honestly. It's that old computer science idea. Garbage in, garbage out. The quality of your output is directly tied to the quality of your input.
Makes sense. So is there a formula, a structure for writing good prompts?
There is, yeah. Think of it like a recipe with key ingredients. You need style specification first, like a realistic cinematic video or a Pixar-style 3D animation.
Okay.
Then your detailed character description pulled from that character sheet we talked about. Then the scene description, environment, lighting, mood. Then the action description, what's actually happening. If they're speaking, add the dialogue in quotes. Then any camera movement instruction. And finally, other audio elements, sound effects, background music style.
So you're basically rating a mini screenplay for every shot.
Pretty much. A complete package. Leaving less ambiguity for the AI. Detailed, structured prompts are key. Thinking like a director really helps you get there.
And here's a really neat trick, meta-prompting. You can actually use another AI, like ChatGPT, to help you write better VO3 prompts.
You use an AI to prompt an AI.
Yeah, you give ChatGPT a template, tell it to act like an expert VO3 prompt writer. Then you give it their basic idea. Like you tell ChatGPT, my idea is, in a dynamic comic book style, Spider-Man swings through the city. ChatGPT then takes that simple idea and fleshes it out into a detailed, structured prompt using all those ingredients we just listed.
Whoa. Okay, that's pretty meta. Imagine scaling that. You could outline an entire animated series concept, feed it to ChatGPT block by block to generate the VO prompts. It's like having a full pre-production team in studio powered by AI.
Mind-blowing. Right, it really does feel like a full studio at your fingertips. Okay, so we've covered the creative side. But using this effectively also means thinking like a producer. There are practical things to consider.
Right, like rules and costs.
Exactly. First up, content policies. Google, like most AI platforms, has filters. It's generally best to keep your prompts, relatively family-friendly. Avoid overly violent or sensitive topics. If a prompt gets blocked or fails, don't panic. Just try rephrasing it. Maybe use less aggressive language. Instead of a brutal fight, try an intense confrontation or something similar.
Good tip. What about the cost? You mentioned VEO3 quality is best, but is it always necessary?
That's the budget question. You usually have a choice. VEO3 quality gives the absolute best results, especially with that synchronized audio, but it's the most expensive option per generation. Then there are usually older VEO2 options available. These are cheaper, they're great for just testing ideas, maybe generating some visual-only background shots, or if you need to create a lot of clips quickly for experiments.
So VEO2 for rough drafts or visuals, VEO3 for the final cut, especially with dialogue.
This is a smart way to think about it, yeah. Use VEO2 for concept testing, B-roll, high-volume stuff. Switch to VEO3 for your final production videos where quality and audio sync are paramount. Strategic choices save money.
And beyond just making cool videos for yourself, are there real business opportunities here?
Oh, absolutely. This opens up a ton of possibilities. Think about faceless YouTube channels.
Where you don't show yourself on camera.
Right. You could use VEO3 to animate folktales, explain historical events, create fictional narratives, all without needing to film yourself.
Interesting. What else? Commercial uses.
Yeah, big time. Companies could create custom AI brand mascots, or generate corporate training videos using consistent AI instructors, or even just quickly mock up video concepts for clients to approve before investing in a full live-action shoot. It's incredibly versatile for business.
Okay, so for getting the absolute best final product, you mentioned combining tools earlier. What does that workflow look like?
Right, the quality optimization workflow. You'd use VEO3 to generate the core video with good visuals and lip sync. Then maybe use ElevenLabs for that top-tier voiceover we talked about. Then find an AI music generator for a custom soundtrack. Finally, you bring all those pieces together in a standard video editor, something like CapCut or Adobe Premiere Pro to assemble the final product, add titles, transitions, etc.
So VEO is one powerful piece, but it works best as part of a larger toolkit.
For professional results, definitely. And quickly, troubleshooting, if a generation just fails. Probably a content filter issue, simplify your prompt language. Characters look inconsistent. Your description wasn't detailed or copied exactly. Audio sounds bad or out of sync. Double-check you selected VEO 3 quality, and maybe add more emotional cues to the prompt.
So what's one key piece of advice for turning all this creative power into actual practical value?
Think like a producer. Understand the content rules, manage your costs by choosing the right model, and know when to combine VO3 with other specialized tools for the best outcome.
Okay, wrapping things up. It feels like Google VEO 3 isn't just, another incremental update to AI tools. It feels bigger.
It really does. It's more like a complete paradigm shift, putting capabilities that used to require massive teams and budgets into, well, potentially anyone's hands.
The real key, it seems, is learning to think differently. Not just typing a sentence, but thinking like a director, a cinematographer, a storyteller, giving the AI the detailed instructions it needs.
Exactly. That's how you elevate your creations from just experiments to actual compelling content.
The future of content creation really feels like it's arriving now. And it's way more accessible, more powerful than I think many of us imagined even a short time ago.
The potential is just enormous.
So a final thought for everyone listening. Imagine all the stories out there that haven't been told simply because the tools were too complex or expensive. Now, anyone with an idea and the ability to write a detailed prompt can potentially become a filmmaker. What stories will you create when the main limit is just your own imagination?
Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive today.
We really encourage you to check out Google VEO 3 if you can. Explore its capabilities and start your own creative journey with it.